this adjusted a little bit. Man, pray for me. Man, I'm nervous. Um, man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Man, it's an awesome time. Man, before we get started, man, let's grab my rag. On behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that come on this live, that catch this live. Man, for those of you that catch it on the replay on YouTube, man, I bless you as well. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to have his way in your life. May you continue to heal and grow. Man, just give me a second, please. I'm nervous. Man, this has been on my heart. This has been on my mind all week. You know what I mean? How do chosen ones look? I can't even say that. How do chosen ones look? And I promise you, what's up with you, leave below? Man, I promise you, we're gonna go somewhere today. It's gonna be profound. It's gonna be heavy for some of you. It's gonna be triggering for some of you. It's gonna be emotional. Man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We have to grow up. Earlier, you guys know I've been going through some stuff, finding myself in a different situation, and just what's up with you? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ayo Dave, I believe that's it. Man, how did I find myself in this situation? Jose, God bless you, brother. How did I find myself in this situation? Why am I going through all of this? You know what I mean? How could somebody who, man, just meant the world to me do me the way that they did? You know what I mean? And just stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. I promise you, we're going to go somewhere. And as I was sitting and I was talking to God and just praying and just, God, what is it? What's going on? God, help me understand my situation. God, help me make sense of this madness. Help me make sense of just this confusion and just this situation, the circumstances. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm blown because I'm a logical person. I try to think about everything, you know what I mean? And sometimes I get too deep, you know what I mean? And that's why I wear these beads right here, you know what I mean? Because they help me stay grounded. They help me stay in the present. So I don't get caught up in the future, tripping on the future, and I don't get caught up in the past, you know what I mean? So it just reminds me, hey, you're here. Stay here in the present. Stay here in the moment. You know what I mean? Stay here in the moment. Let the future be what it's going to be. The past is what it is. Stay here in the moment. I'm going somewhere, I promise you. I'm just laying the foundation. And so I'm sitting there and the tears are rolling down my eyes and I'm just talking to God. What is it? Why? And God had to show me, Elijah, if I told you why, it wouldn't change the situation. If I told you why, it wouldn't change anything. See, so often we just want to know, how could somebody do me that way? How could somebody dog me out like that? How could somebody that I would have broke my back for to give them the word, how could they do me the way they did me? And God asked you, Elijah, stay in the moment. And so he took me to Samson. And as a kid, I remember crying out to God, man, God, just give me the characteristics of these 5 people. Samson was one of the people that I wanted the characteristics of. It was Samson, 4 people, I believe. Samson, David, Solomon, Job, and Paul. So it was 5. You know what I mean? So I wanted the characteristics of these 5 biblical people. And so, God had showed Elijah, let's look at Samson's life. Samson was chosen to be here. Man, an angel appeared to Samson's mom before Samson was even born and the angel told her, you're going to have a son. And you're going to name him Samson. And this is what you have to do. This is how you have to raise him. And the angel left. And the woman is like, man, my husband wasn't here. I want my husband to hear this. My husband needs to hear this because my husband's not going to believe it exactly if I tell him what's going to happen, because I've been barren for a long time. I've never been able to have a baby. And all of a sudden this angel appears to me and tells me I'm going to have this child, this strong child of God, this chosen one. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. And so the angel comes back when the husband's there and tells them the exact same thing. So Samson was chosen. Samson falls in love with this young lady named Delilah. And the trip is, Samson is chosen by God. Samson has the strength he killed the lion with just his bare hands. A lion attacked him and he killed it by just ripping his jaws apart. Samson was so bad, so powerful, so chosen. Man, the Bible says that Samson took the jawbone of a donkey and killed 1,000 trained Philistine soldiers with just the jawbone of a donkey. He was that motherfucking bad. Man, I'm rocking my Warriors tank top right now because we're talking about warriors. Samson was the baddest motherfucking warrior in the Bible. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. He took a jawbone of a donkey and killed 1,000 trained soldiers. Samson was nothing to be fucked with. But Samson had chosen somebody too. God chose Samson. Samson was a judge in the Bible. And what that meant, Samson was a ruler. He was ruler of the Israelites at that time. So it came with a little power. It came with a little clout. Samson was chosen by God before Samson even came to this planet. Samson chose somebody too. Samson chose this young lady, Delilah, and fell in love with her. Samson was in love with this woman. And he would lay his head on her lap and she would just caress him. She would just rub his head and just stroke him and just make him feel like, man, I'm at peace. See, in the day, I got to go battle these Philistines. In the day, I got to go to war. In the day, I got to rule the people. But at night, I could just come home to my woman and just lay my head down on her lap and, man, just be at peace. And she's just so nurturing and loving and giving, and she's meeting my needs. Samson, this powerful man of God. Samson, this chosen man of God, chose a woman. Not even understanding that she had been chosen too. Not even understanding and realizing that somebody had chose her too. See, the Philistines knew that Samson was in love with this woman, Delilah. The Philistines knew that Samson would reveal and give anything to this woman. The Philistines knew that these trained soldiers, they knew that they couldn't overtake Samson. They couldn't beat him in battle. And so they came up with this plan. Man, let's get to this woman. Let's get this woman to do the job for us. We can't beat them. We're talking about what chosen ones look like. Stay with me. It's going to be powerful. And so the Philistines, man, we can't stop Samson. He's killing the best of us. He's taking us out like we ain't shit. But he's going to trust this woman. He's in love with this woman. He would do anything for this woman. Let's offer this woman 1,100 pieces of silver. And she'll get the information we need so that we can conquer Samson. Let's get this woman to do the work that we can't do. Let's get this woman. She's not trained in battle. She's not trained in warfare. Let's get this woman to do our dirty work for us. Oh, we going somewhere today, I promise you. We just laying the foundation right now. And so what God was showing me was, Elijah, y'all been chosen. The message for y'all today, the message for us today, we've been chosen. And because we've been chosen, there's also been some other people that we've chose that's also been chosen to fuck us up, to get us sidetracked, to get us so hurt and so disappointed and so broken in life that we miss our purpose. See, we've been chosen, but then we choose these people. So I chose this young lady. And this young lady promised, I would never hurt you. I would never do you like them other bitches did. I promised God I would never hurt you. I promised your mama I would never hurt you. And this lady fucked me up. Fucked me up. Man, I'm still recovering from what she did. And here's the truth. Stay with me. This is not about being a victim at all. This is about being chosen. This is about being a warrior. This is about overcoming our obstacles. And the trip is, Samson revealed to this young lady. Oh, let me backtrack. He told her, man, oh, this is the reason why I'm so strong. This is the reason why I can never be defeated in battle. And he kept messing with her, teasing her, giving her false answers. And finally she got frustrated with him. And she's like, Samson, you come here and we do what we do and we're so close, but you don't even trust me. Samson, you don't even trust me. You love me, but you don't trust me. Be careful of the motherfuckers that accuse you of some shit. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. Be careful of the motherfuckers you intimate with and they're accusing you of some shit. This lady, Samson's laying there. Man, he loves his woman. He's the ruler of the Israelites, the most powerful man walking the planet. This woman could have gotten anything she wanted, so greed wasn't the answer. She could have got way more than 1,100 pieces of silver from Samson. And so, she's accusing Samson of not trusting her. She's telling her man, you don't trust me with your secrets. You won't be transparent with me. Be careful of the motherfuckers that's accusing you of not being transparent when they ain't being transparent. See, she's accusing Samson of not being transparent, but she ain't never told Samson that these motherfuckers came got at me and offered me, and not just all, but they gave me 1,100 pieces of silver to get some info from you. They gave me 1,100 pieces of silver, man, to betray you. They gave me 1,100 pieces of silver to dog you the fuck out. She ain't being transparent, but she's accusing her man of not being transparent. She's accusing her man of not trusting her. See, how many times somebody accused you of cheating? How many times did somebody accuse you of some shit and you know you wasn't doing that? Be careful of the motherfuckers bringing accusations against you. Be careful of the motherfuckers accusing you of some shit. Be careful of those motherfuckers that come to you and say, man, give me all your secrets and it's okay. Just lay your head on my lap. Let me just stroke your head. Let me rub your hair. Let me just rub your muscles in your arms and da-da-da-da-da. And life is okay and da-da-da-da. What's going through your mind? How do you feel? Just tell me everything. Why they tell you nothing. Oh, we going there today. Some of you gonna get pissed, but it is what it is. You already know I don't give a damn. We have to grow up. And the trip is, after Samson got to the point of, man, this is my boo. This is the woman I'm gonna be with. This is the woman I'm gonna marry. I love that. I would give her everything. And here's the trick. He gave her his heart. See, the material shit didn't mean nothing to Samson. He gave her his heart. He gave her his love. He gave her the secret to his strength. And she fucked him over. She dogged him out. She's laying there. Well, she's sitting there. And he's laying on her lap. And she's stroking him. Be careful that the motherfuckers always feeding your ego and stroking your ego. Telling you all the shit that you want to hear. Be careful of that. So this woman has this man, the most powerful man on the planet at the time. And she's rubbing his head, stroking his ego. She knows that he's vulnerable. She knows that he loves her. She knows he'll do anything and everything for her. So finally, Samson gives her the information she's looking for. Samson said, man, my power, my strength comes in the fact that, man, I've never taken a razor to my head. I've never cut my hair because I made a vow to God. And so what the woman does, she sits there. She's like, okay. Samson falls asleep, completely vulnerable to him or to this woman because he's so trusting. He's so in love with her. Man, I could lay on her lap. After giving her the secrets, after giving her everything. What's up with you, Josh? I could lay on her lap, completely vulnerable, completely transparent. I trust her. I trust her with my life. And she's stroking him. And she calls the servant. Come here. Cut off this motherfucker's hair. And the servant cuts off Samson's hair. And Samson wakens up a little later on and realizes his hair is gone. Realizes his strength is gone. And the last thing that the Bible says about this woman, Delilah, is that she delivered him to the Philistines. Oh, we going in today. I'm just laying the foundation. Stay with me. She delivered him to the Philistines. Delilah didn't give a fuck about how much Samson trusted her. Delilah didn't give a fuck about how much Samson loved her. Delilah didn't give a fuck about what all Samson would have done for her. She delivered him to the Philistines. The Bible never says anything else about her. And so I'm sitting there, and the tears are running down my eyes, and I'm thinking about my situation. God, why? Because so many of us have gone through some stuff. And we just, man, why did this person do me this way? Man, I just want to ask them, what did I do to deserve this hell? What did I do to deserve you to do this? Why would you betray me this way? Why would you dog me out? We just want to understand. Just help me make sense of this shit. Help me make sense of why you betrayed me. Help me make sense of why you broke my heart. Help me make sense of why you dogged me the motherfucker out after all that I would have done, after all that I did for you, after I chose you, after I became vulnerable and transparent with you. After I became so in love with you, why would you do me this way? You see, and that's the question that the great majority of us, we never get answered. We want to know, and we beat ourselves up over the why. And the Bible never says whether Delilah ever repented. The Bible never says that Delilah regretted her decision. She was sorry. She asked Samson to forget. The Bible never says nothing else or anything else about Delilah. The last thing recorded in history about this woman was that she turned him over. She delivered him to the Philistines, his enemies. She dogged him the fuck out. She betrayed his trust. There's so many people that we chose, that we fell in love with, that dogged us the fuck out just like Delilah. And we want to know the why. And what the Bible showed me, what God said, you may never understand the why. You may never hear the why. I'm putting myself in Samson's situation. The strongest man on the planet. And this woman just robbed me of my fucking strength. This woman, I gave her the secrets of my heart. And she used that against me. How could could you be so fucking cruel? How could you be so fucking hateful that, man, I become so transparent, so open like a book to you. And I give you everything. And you take my secrets and you use it against me. How could you be so fucking cruel? How could you be so fucking hateful? After I chose you, after I picked you, out of all the people I could have picked, out of all the people Samson could have picked, he was the ruler, the strongest man on the planet. Out of all the women he could have picked, he picked a person that fucked him over, sleeping with the enemy. Sleeping with the enemy. See, we're talking about the face of the chosen, what the chosen ones look like. See, Samson was chosen by God. Delilah was chosen by Samson. Delilah was betrayed by Samson. So often the person that you choose, the person you fall madly in love with, the person you become most vulnerable with, the person, man, you open up your arms, your heart, your mind, everything to. So often in life, that's the person that hurts you the most. Because that person has access to you that nobody else does. That person has information about you that nobody else does. That person has your trust like nobody else does. And it hurts us so much because of that. Because we chose them. Because we become so vulnerable with them. And so the betrayal is deep. The knife runs deep. What's up with you, David? The face of the chosen ones. Samson chose this woman. And look at what she did. And here's the trick. Here's something I want to share with you. She set Samson up. She dogged Samson out. But she couldn't stop him from reaching his purpose. She couldn't stop him from reaching or fulfilling why he came here. Samson came here to destroy the Philistines. And so even after she betrayed him, even after she dogged him the fuck out, even after she did what she did, man, I tell you guys all the time, everything is always working out for me. All things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and called according to his purpose. Everything is always working out for us. So here's Samson, shackled. Samson was blinded. He couldn't see. His eyes were gouged out. Because he fell in love with the wrong motherfucking woman. Because he chose the wrong motherfucking woman. But she was the right woman. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. There's so many people that we pick to fall in love with, and they fuck us up. And then everybody else wants to be, see, you chose that wrong motherfucker. You should have picked me. And da-da-da-da-da. I chose who I chose because I needed to choose them. Because I had to grow through some situations. I had to go through some things. Stop being self-righteous and indignant like you got life all figured out. Every one of us have had our hearts broke. Every one of us have picked somebody we fell in love with and got fucked over, got hurt. Stop acting like you ain't never picked somebody wrong in your life. It's a whole lot of women that's picked somebody and they dated and been engaged to somebody for years and then married for years and find out later that, man, their husband is sleeping with a guy. It's been a whole lot of women that's been married and engaged forever, only to find out years into the marriage that their husband was dating somebody else, was having an affair with somebody else for years. For years. And so, Samson, he's brought before the Philistines. He's broken. He's humiliated. Samson, the guy that put the Philistines to fear. Samson, the guy that the Philistines couldn't touch. Samson, the guy that was killing them by the tons. He was just slaughtering them. They couldn't see Samson. All by himself. He killed 1,000 in one day. They couldn't fuck with Samson. But here come Delilah. All prettied up. Here come Delilah, looking all sexy and shit. Here come Delilah, acting all innocent and shit. Here come Delilah, smelling all good and shit. Here come Delilah, meeting Samson's needs. Here come Delilah, giving up the punani. Here come Delilah, rubbing Samson's head. Here come Delilah, whispering in Samson's ear. Here come Delilah, caressing Samson. Here come Delilah, smiling and batting her eyes and shit. And she took down the greatest warrior to walk the planet. And the Bible don't say anything else about her. Nothing. It's as though, and here's the cold-blooded part about it. When Delilah delivered up Samson, it's as though she just disappeared. It's as though she just threw his ass away. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. Delilah, this guy was so in love with her. This guy was so transparent and open with her. And she threw his ass away. I'm done. I got what I needed. Fuck you. Off with your fucking. I don't give a fuck what happened to you. I don't give a damn whether you die or not. I don't give a damn whether you rot in jail or not. I don't give a damn whether they humiliate you or not. None of that is of any of my concern. I got what I came for. You ain't shit to me. And that's how so many people have treated us. I'm in a situation, man, it fucked me up. It fucked me up. It fucked me up. And I'm trying to understand it all. And God had to bring me Samson. God had to bring this story to me to let me know, okay, Elijah, you're not alone. You're not the only one that had to go through this. You're not the only one, Elijah, that's been humiliated behind a relationship. You're not the only one, Elijah, that's been dogged out by somebody you loved. You're not the only one, Elijah, that's been kicked to the curb. You're not the only one, Elijah, that's been betrayed this way. You're not the only one, Elijah, that's been thrown away. She threw you away like you wasn't shit. She threw you away like you take out the fucking trash. She threw you away like you get up and flush the toilet. She threw you away, not giving a fuck about you. She threw you away, not giving a fuck about the people that you lead, the people that you help. Samson was the ruler of the Israelites. And so when Delilah threw Samson away, she didn't give a fuck about how the people that followed Samson, the people that looked up to Samson, the people that went to Samson for answers, the people that went to Samson for guidance. She didn't give a fuck about any of them. She threw them all away. Samson chose her. And so now Samson's blind and he's shackled. And he's brought before all the Philistines in this big ass temple. And Samson asks, man, just help me. His hair starts to grow back. And he says, man, I'm broken. I have no strength. I'm done. I'm done. I can't imagine the pain Samson was going through. I can't imagine the humiliation Samson was carrying. I can only imagine the questions that he had for Delilah. What did I do to you to make you hate me so bad? What did I do to you to make you betray me so bad? What didn't I do that I should have done? What didn't I say that I should have said? And so often, so many of us, man, we beat ourselves up because we don't know the why. And so we take it on ourselves. Was I not good enough? Was I not pretty enough? Was I not good looking enough? Did I not give you enough? Did I not buy you enough? Did I not spoil you enough? Did I not cook enough? What didn't I do? What could I have done to change the situation? And so Samson never talked to Delilah again. Delilah never spoke to Samson again. And so I can imagine the pain in his head. And see, here's the cold-blooded part. His people, what's up with you, Paul? His people had already got at Samson. Man, don't fuck with that woman. Don't hook up with her. But Samson chose her anyways. So you know the guilt, the shame, the humiliation going through Samson's mind. My people told me not to fuck with your raggedy ass, and I did it anyways. My people told me not to give you a chance, not to trust you, but I did it anyways because I loved you. Because I loved you. So Samson's standing there, humiliated in front of his enemies, humiliated in front of his people. And he asks, man, just allow me to lean against the columns. And they tell him, go ahead. They take the shackles off. Go ahead. We got you right where we want you. We're going to fuck you over, Samson. All the Philistines you killed, all of the soul, we going to get some motherfucking get back right here, right now. So Samson cries to God one last time. He's leaning against the columns, stretched out as though he was on a cross. God, just give me the strength to destroy my enemies. God, I came here for the purpose of this. Samson leaned against the columns and pushed them bastards down. And the columns came crashing down and the temple collapsed and every Philistine died that day. Samson fulfilled his purpose. He came here to destroy the Philistines and all the ones he didn't kill out in battle. He killed that moment, standing there, broken, humiliated, betrayed by this woman. everything is always working out for us. Everything is always working out for us. Delilah didn't have no idea that he was going to be able to fulfill his purpose. Delilah had no idea that Samson would destroy all the people that gave her that money. Delilah had no idea that Samson was going to still fulfill his purpose. She was done with him. She threw him away. And she walked away as though nothing ever happened. She walked away as though they had never been intimate. She walked away as though he had never told her that he was in love with her. She walked away as though he had never connected with her. She walked away as though he had never opened up his heart, his mind to her. This is what chosen ones look like. This is what chosen ones look like. We're going to go through some shit that we just don't understand. And share another story with you. Here's Jesus. And many people say that Samson was the archetype of Jesus. Here's Jesus. Jesus who had never did any wrong. Jesus who came here for the Israelites. Jesus who came here for the Jews was betrayed by the same Jews. Jesus who did everything he could for them was betrayed by them. And here it is, he's hanging up on this cross. What the chosen ones look like. He's hanging up on this cross. This guy who never did anything wrong. This guy who was perfect. This guy who only had pure intentions. He's hanging up on this cross. After being beaten, the sword pierced his side. He's blinded by this crown of thorns and blood running in his eyes. He's having to carry his cross. People are laughing at him and teasing him. He's hanging up on this cross. And he looks over to his side. And there's this thief. And this is why I don't fuck with religious people. There's this thief hanging up on this cross. This thief who wasn't in church. This thief who didn't know the Bible. This thief who had never been baptized. This thief who ain't never spoken fucking tongues. This thief who ain't never paid tithes and offering. This thief hung up on a cross right next to Jesus. This thief. And what does Jesus say to him? He says something to Jesus. And Jesus says, this day you'll be with me in paradise. This day you'll be with me in paradise. Stay with me. I'm going, what does chosen ones look like? See, the people didn't see that thief as a fucking chosen one. The people didn't see that thief as anybody of value. The people didn't give a fuck about that thief. He was condemned to death. And so he's hung up on a fucking cross. There was no virtuous things about this thief. Jesus was perfect. Jesus walked on water. Jesus fed the multitudes. Jesus healed people. Jesus made blind people see, deaf people hear, dead people rose again. Jesus did all kind of tough ass shit that couldn't nobody do. This thief didn't do none of the shit Jesus did. This thief wasn't preaching and teaching and helping people heal from their issues. This nobody. This thief the world didn't give a fuck about this thief. The world didn't even think enough about him to mention his name. The Bible never even recorded his name. He will always be remembered as a fucking thief. Somebody that's not even trustworthy. You can't even rely on this motherfucker. He's a thief. And Jesus looks at him. Man, you'll be with me in paradise today. Don't even trip. I know you hanging up on the cross. You right next to me. I got a crown on my head. You ain't got shit, but you'll be with me in paradise. You ain't got no titles other than thief. You ain't got no degrees. You ain't got nobody mourning you. You ain't got nobody missing you. You ain't got nobody loving you. But I got your back. You be with me in paradise today. All these religious motherfuckers, you'll be with me in paradise today. I'm talking about chosen. What does chosen ones look like? The world never saw that thief as being chosen. The world could have never imagined that he would be chosen, that he could be a chosen one. Ain't not one motherfucker walking this planet right here today can say that Jesus promised them that they'll be in paradise. Not one person walking the planet today, not one person walking the planet since that thief can say that they got a personal invitation and a personal promise from God, from Jesus. When the whole world has turned its back on you, here comes Jesus on the cross. There's two thieves up there. There's two people up there on the cross. But he only said it to one of them. That one was chosen. That one was chosen. The other one wasn't. Jesus picked somebody untrusting. Jesus picked somebody that dogged somebody else out or that did some stuff that he probably, quote unquote, shouldn't have done. Jesus picked somebody that broke the law. Jesus handpicked somebody that was a felon. Jesus handpicked somebody that was a fucking criminal. That the religious and the political people had said, you ain't shit. You're gonna die. You can't live with us no more. We don't fuck with you. We don't want you. So we're gonna kill you. And here comes Jesus. After the whole world turned its back on the thief. After the whole world has rejected the thief. After the whole world had dogged the thief out. Here comes Jesus. I know they don't like you. I know they don't fuck with you. They don't respect you. But I got you. You'll be with me in paradise today. See, all these other motherfuckers, they trying to get to paradise. You're going there with me today. It ain't no maybes. It ain't no, if you get baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, if you get baptized in the name of Jesus, if you speak in tongues, if you pay your tithes, if you come to church, if you do all this bullshit, Jesus didn't say none of that shit to him. And yet all these ignorant ass fucking religious people have that as a fucking mandate for you to be saved, in order for you to be chosen by God. In order for you to get to heaven, you got to do all this bullshit. And yet here's a fucking thief. Ain't did none of that shit. And Jesus promised him paradise. All these other religious motherfuckers ain't got a promise of paradise. They don't know how to get to paradise. They're trying. They're reading and studying. Okay, I think I'm supposed to do this. I think I'm supposed to do this. I think I got to do this. I think that they don't know how to get to paradise. They're only guessing. That thief made it in. That thief, he didn't just make it in. That motherfucker was on a cross and was chosen. He was handpicked. So many of us have been handpicked by God, and the world has rejected us. So many of us have been chosen by God, but because the world has rejected us, we don't believe that we're chosen. How can I be chosen and my daddy don't fuck with me? How can I be chosen and my mama and my kids don't fuck with me? How can I be chosen and this woman betrayed me? How can I be chosen and this motherfucker just threw me away like I wasn't shit? How can I be chosen when nobody wants me? How can I be chosen? And here's Jesus. I got you. I got you. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say about you. I don't care what they quote unquote had condemned you of. You ain't got to say no fucking Hail Marys to make it in with me. You ain't got to sit down and repent and cry and snot and go beg everybody to forgive you. You ain't got to do that shit with me. I got you. I chose you in the conversation. It ain't up for fucking debate. Everybody can say what they want to say, but today your ass is going to paradise with me. There's a whole lot of people that's going to say some negative shit about you. There's a whole lot of people dogging you out. There's a whole lot of people that have betrayed you. There's a whole lot of people that you've maybe done some things that you shouldn't have done in the past. And that's okay. This thief was condemned to death. This thief was hung on a cross right next to Jesus. There's nobody, this lowlife, this bum, this fucking criminal was hung on a cross right next to Jesus. And he made it into paradise. Right next to Jesus. He had no idea that he was a chosen one. None. Nothing in his life could have prepared him for that moment of being handpicked by Jesus. See, everybody else had turned their back on him. Everybody else is like, off with his fucking hand. Forget him. He don't deserve to live. He ain't worthy. He has nothing of value to offer us. Let him go. And there's so many of us have been treated just like that. People have broke our hearts. We've met Delilahs. And there's some guys that are Delilahs too. Don't get it twisted. Delilah is more of a spirit. So it's not that only women are that way. There are some guys that are Delilahs. There are some guys too that are on the other side of that cross that didn't make it into paradise. There's some guys that are just like those priests and those religious fanatics. And as Jesus hung on the cross and he looked at that thief, and a thief made it into paradise. And all the religious people died and didn't go to paradise. All the self-righteous, arrogant, narcissistic motherfuckers that thought they had everything all figured out, and you didn't do this, and you da-da-da-da, and you gotta da-da-da, and them motherfuckers died and didn't make it into paradise. And Jesus picked a person that they would have never picked. Jesus picked a person that they didn't even want. They didn't even like. This is what it means to be chosen. This is what chosen ones look like. This is the life of chosen ones. You're going to have to be rejected. You're going to have to be rejected. You're going to have to be kicked to the fucking curb. You're going to have to be dogged the fuck out. You're going to go through some embarrassment and shame and humiliation, and you're going to want to know why. Why? The why is because you're chosen. That's the why. Why did they break me that way? Why did they humiliate me that way? Why did they fuck me over that way? Man, we could have did all of this together. Look at all we could accomplish, and we'll do it. You're chosen. You're chosen by God. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You were handpicked. You were handpicked. And they don't understand the greatness. And how can I say this? They don't understand the opportunity that they had of being with you, of being in your life. Delilah was never mentioned again in the Bible. It's as though Delilah no longer existed. It's like she never existed after that. Nobody gave a damn about her after that. Nobody thought her worthy enough to mention her name again. And so her name is written in history. And her name goes down in history as a betrayer, as somebody treacherous, somebody deceitful. Somebody conniving, somebody full of hate. How will your name go down in history? How will you be remembered? The thief, he's never been mentioned for anything he's done other than being a thief. That's it. That's all we know about the guy. We don't know how many kids he had, if he ever had kids. We don't know who his mama, who his daddy was. We don't know what type of occupation he had. We don't know what his status was as far as financial status. We don't know anything about the guy other than the fact that he was condemned to die as a thief. And then the other thing we know about him, he went to paradise with Jesus. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. It's hard. It's challenging when people have broken your heart. When people have done things to you that you can't comprehend. Things to you you would never do to them. And you don't understand why they did that. I've been there. I've been there. I understand that pain. I understand that brokenness. I understand that humiliation. I understand that suffering. Especially when you want to know the why. And Trippers, we don't really know who we are. We don't know who we are. It's all good. Let them go. That's the life that they live. That's the life that they've chosen. As hard as it is, as painful as it is, I get it. You would have done anything and everything for them. I get it. You are madly in love with them. I get it. You're still madly in love with them. But you can't make somebody love you back. You can't make somebody value you or see your worth. You can't make somebody cherish you. You can't make somebody recognize and see you as who you really are. It don't matter how nice you are to them. It don't matter how good you are to them. How sweet and nurturing you are to them. You can't make somebody see what they don't want to see. And it is what it is. And you can't change that. No matter how hard you try. No matter how much you try to spoil them. No matter how much you try to hold them and caress them and just let them know that, man, I got you, I love you, you're safe with me, and blah, 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 blah. No matter what you do to them, they're not going to see you for who you are. They're going to always see you as that thief, as a nobody. Samson was ruler of the country, and Delilah betrayed him. Samson was ruler of the country. Samson was the most powerful being walking, and she turned her back on him like he wasn't shit. I don't know who needs to hear this today. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know why you're going through it. Other than the fact of you have to learn who you are. And you have to accept the fact that people are people. And they're going to do what they do. And there's nothing you could do about that. Like Samson, you may never understand why Delilah did it. Like Samson, you may never understand, you may never hear her say, I'm sorry. You may never hear that person tell you, man, I shouldn't have did that. Please forgive me. That may never happen for you. And you have to be okay with that. As hard as that is. I've had so many women walk out of my life. So many, and every one of them came back. Most of them tried to justify walking out. But they always came back and wanted to rekindle what we had. They always came back and wanted to try again. But I haven't had one come back and apologize for what they did. I haven't had one come back and say, man, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Please forgive me. They all came back and minimized what they did. They all came back and tried to justify what they did. Sometimes you're not going to talk to them again. You'll never see them again. You'll never hear from them again. And you have to be okay with that. Just like Samson was. You came here for a purpose. Whatever it is that they did is helping you on your journey to fulfilling your purpose. As cruel and as fucked up what Delilah did, she helped Samson fulfill his purpose. She helped him fulfill his purpose. As crazy as that sounds, as fucked up as that is, as broken as he was, as humiliated as he was, she blessed him. She helped him. So many of us, we've gone through that. So many of us were Samson. But a lot of us never reach our full potential. Because we get stuck in the why. We get stuck in this ain't fair. We get stuck in why did they do that to me? We get stuck in I want revenge. We get stuck in how could they do this to me? We get stuck in our anger and our hatred. And so then we stop trusting women. We stop trusting guys because we're afraid of meeting another Delilah. We're afraid, we're terrified of getting hurt again. We're terrified of being betrayed again. We're terrified of being rejected and abandoned again. We're terrified of being used again. And so we get stuck. And we never grow through what we went through. And so that's the whole story of Samson. That's why this story is written in the Bible. To help us, man, we gotta grow through what we go through. Man, what an epic betrayal. What an epic betrayal. And yet he still fulfilled his purpose. Don't allow your Delilah to stop you from reaching your full potential. Don't allow your Delilah to rob you of your peace, joy, and happiness. Don't allow your Delilah to stunt your growth and development. Man, I hope and pray that I said something that's helped you, that's encouraged you, that's inspired you. We're broken for a reason. We go through what we go through for a reason. We're betrayed for a reason. We're hung on a cross and humiliated for a reason. And as though these other people just go on with their lives like ain't shit happened. And we're stuck picking up the pieces. We're stuck trying to find our way again. We're stuck trying to rebuild, trying to repair, trying to survive, trying to make it through the day. I know when I went through my situation here recently, I was on a train because I had nowhere else to go. And I rode this train up and down the city for hours. Homeless. With nothing but the clothes on my back. Broken. Broken. Humiliated. Completely humiliated. Contemplating, damn, why did I even give you a chance? Why did I even move out here? Why did I even hook up with you? Damn. Homeless for 2 nights. So I get the pain. I get the frustration. I get the humiliation. I get the rejection. I get the brokenness. But we have to grow through it. We have to grow through it and continue moving on. You're going through it because you're chosen. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. You're chosen. You've been chosen. And it's hard to see that we've chosen when the people we love reject us. It's hard to feel like I'm chosen when I'm alone. It's hard to feel like, man, God chose me and I'm a chosen one, and nobody likes me. And the people that I would do anything and everything for don't want to fuck with me. I get it. It's hard to feel like you're chosen when you're the black sheep of the family. It's hard to feel like you're chosen when you're the outsider. It's hard to feel like you're chosen when it seems as though you're cursed. You feel like that because we came here to break these generational curses. We came here to be rejected by these people, just like Jesus was rejected by his people. It was his own people that rejected Jesus, just like it's our people that reject us. The people we love, the people we adore, the people we hold in such high esteem, the people we would do anything and everything for. That's the ultimate price. The pain, the rejection. Like I said, I don't know the future for me and my wife. And I've gone back and forth whether or not I would get back with her or not. I've just been honest and transparent with you guys. And then I see this story and I'm reminded of the story of Samson and Delilah. And I don't know what the message is going to be with my life in the future with this situation. But it is what it is. Now, I'm rebuilding. Now, I understand really who I am. I knew it before, but man, I understand it at a deeper level now. I understand it at a greater spiritual level now. And understand, remember, you can't force people to be with you. You can't force people to love you. You can't force people to talk to you. So many of you have kids and family members that you've been trying to reach out to, and they won't contact you back. Family members you've been trying to text, call, and they never answer the phone. They never respond. And that's heartbreaking. especially when you don't know what happened. Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? Some of us, we've had friends that we loved. We were so close and intimate, and just all of a sudden, out of the blue, they ghost you. And they're missing in action. They've unfriended you. They blocked you. You can't text them. You can't call them. They blocked you on social media. And the painful thing is, why? What did I do? You were chosen. Simple as that. You were chosen. You were chosen. And the crazy thing about it all, we know people that have dogged them out, people that have ran them through the fucking ringer, and they still stay connected to those people. They still talk to those people. They still have those people as friends on social media. And yet here it is, you. Man, I loved you. I adored you. I think the world of you. I would have did everything for you. And you cut me off. You block me. You throw me away like I ain't shit. The why. The why is because you're chosen. You're chosen. Man, namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, and acknowledges the God in each and every one of you. We'll be back on tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we talk about struggling with forgiving. Struggling with forgiving. So many of us struggle with forgiving people. Those that have hurt us. Those that have dogged us out. Those that have broken us. Those that have betrayed us. Those that have violated us. We struggle with forgiving. And many of us even struggle with forgiving ourselves. Because we've had somebody good in life and we fucked it over. Or we've done some things in life that we shouldn't have done. And we don't know how to forgive ourselves. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to talk about that. How to forgive. How to move forward. Man, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Paul and Leave with Love. Man, we're going to jump on our team meeting right after this. I love each and every one of you. And man, I'm going to say a prayer if I may. Man, dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this tribe. I thank you for this community. I thank you for the love. I thank you for the beautiful energy here. Father, I thank you for Leave with Love. I thank you for Eileen that wasn't able to make it today. I thank you for Paul and all the work that they do in the chats just to keep it flowing and everything else. Father, I ask that you just look upon us. I ask that you just help us mend our broken hearts. Father, I ask that you just help us understand who we are and to help us learn how to pick up the pieces and to be able to move on, knowing that we're chosen, knowing that we were called here for a purpose, knowing that we're loved, we're valued, and that we're not alone. Father, so often, so many of us, we feel so lonely in this time. We feel so abandoned, so rejected, and just thrown away. Father, I ask that you encourage those that feel like they've been thrown away. Father, I ask that you lift their spirits, encourage them right now. Help them understand that they're not alone. Help them understand that there's a reason for that feeling, oh Father, and it's to help them grow, oh God. Help them reach their full potential. Father, I thank you for those that have been here on the live with us. I thank you for those that will come and watch this later on replay. Father, I ask that you just continue to keep us, protect us, keep your arm of protection around each and every one of us. Until we meet again, I love each and every one of you. Happy healing. Peace.